Did you know a Miami strip club owner almost sold a nuclear submarine to a drug cartel? Ludwig Feinberg ran a club called Porky's in Miami during the 1990s. Loud, flashy, and completely out in the open. But behind the neon lights, he was brokering one of the most dangerous deals in criminal history. Feinberg had connections inside the collapsing Soviet military. Officers desperate for cash. Hardware sitting in ports with no one left to guard it. He introduced Colombian Cali cartel bosses to former Soviet naval commanders willing to sell decommissioned submarines for cocaine runs under the Atlantic. No radar, no customs, no trace. Then he went further. He nearly closed a deal on an actual nuclear submarine. Not a prop, a real one. The FBI had been watching for years. The operation they built around him was called Operation Odessa. When agents finally moved in, they found a network so deep it crossed 3 continents. Feinberg later said he never thought he was doing anything wrong. He thought it was just business. Did you know a thief spent 2 years just being a friendly neighbour before pulling off the biggest diamond heist in history? In 1999, Leonardo Notarbartolo rented a small office inside Antwerp's Diamond Centre. The building had 11 layers of security, magnetic locks, motion sensors, seismic detectors, infrared beams. It was considered untouchable. But Notarbartolo wasn't there to rob it, not yet. For 2 years, he waved good morning to guards, chatted with diamond merchants, and built trust with everyone inside. He learned the rhythms of the building, the routines, the blind spots. Then, in February 2003, his crew moved. Over a single weekend, they defeated every layer of security and cracked 123 vaults. More than $100 million in diamonds, gold, and jewels vanished. Investigators found one critical mistake. A half-eaten sandwich near the vault linked Notarbartolo to the scene through DNA. He was convicted and sentenced to 10 years, but his crew was never fully identified. The diamonds were never found. The most secure vault on Earth was beaten by 2 years of small talk. Did you know the most prolific art thief in history never sold a single painting? Stéphane Breitwieser was a French waiter with an obsession. Over 7 years, he walked into museums across Europe and simply walked out with the art hidden under his coat. No alarms, no lockpicks, no crew, just nerve. 239 works. Rembrandt, Cranach, Bruegel. All of it carried home and arranged inside a private shrine in his mother's attic in Alsace. He wasn't stealing for money, he was stealing for love. When police arrested him in 2001, his mother panicked. Anne-Marie Schwartz fed paintings into a wood chipper and flushed the shredded remains into a canal. She burned what she couldn't shred. Roughly 60 irreplaceable works, gone forever. The man who spent 7 years worshipping art was undone by the one person trying to save him. Breitwieser got 3 years. His mother got more. He stole out of reverence. She destroyed out of fear. And the world lost both ways. Did you know one man walked into the most glamorous hotel on the French Riviera and walked out with $103 million in jewels before anyone could react? May 2013, Cannes Film Festival. Celebrities, cameras, and champagne everywhere. Inside the Carlton Intercontinental Hotel, a jewelry exhibition sat behind glass cases. Diamonds, rubies, rare gems from some of the world's top dealers. Then a lone man walked in, scarf over his face, gun in his hand. He swept the entire display into a bag and was gone in under 60 seconds. No getaway crew, no elaborate gadgets, just nerve and speed. The theft was traced back to the Pink Panthers, a Serbian crime network responsible for over 370 heists across 35 countries. Interpol had been chasing them for years. They had informants, surveillance, international task forces. None of it mattered. The Carlton job exposed the truth. This network had grown so large, so disciplined, and so spread out that no single arrest could stop them. They weren't just good thieves, they were untouchable. Did you know a thief once robbed a bank vault over an entire weekend, then left a love note behind? In 1976, Albert Spaghiari gathered a crew in Nice, France, and started digging. For 2 months, they tunneled through the city's sewer system, inching closer to the Société Générale bank vault. Then one Friday night, they broke through. They had the whole weekend. No alarms, no guards, no interruptions. They cooked meals inside the vault, played cards, and methodically emptied 400 safety deposit boxes. The total haul was estimated at around 60 million francs. When police finally opened that vault on Monday, they found one thing left behind. A handwritten note reading, "Without weapons, without hatred, without violence." Spaghiari was eventually caught, but the story didn't end in a courtroom. Mid-trial, he pulled out a drawing, handed it to the judge, then leapt straight through an open window onto a motorcycle waiting below. He was never recaptured. He didn't just steal money, he stole the whole story. Did you know a 16-year-old once convinced Wall Street he was worth $300 million with a company that barely existed? Barry Minko started ZZZZ Best out of his parents' garage in 1982. It was supposed to be a carpet cleaning business. It was mostly a lie. By the time he was old enough to rent a car, he had forged insurance documents, invented fake restoration jobs worth millions, and walked auditors through construction sites he had borrowed for the day. The sites looked real, the contracts looked real, the money looked very real. In 1987, ZZZZZ Best hit the New York Stock Exchange. Barry was 21 years old and hadn't finished high school. Then one unhappy customer made a phone call. That single complaint pulled a thread. The FBI pulled harder. The IRS pulled harder still. The whole thing collapsed in months. Over $26 million stolen. Investors wiped out. Barry Minko sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. The most elaborate fraud of the decade was built by a teenager with a carpet-cleaning van and zero limits. Did you know a group of criminals spent 3 months digging under a city just to vanish with $70 million? In August 2005, a quiet house appeared near the Banco Central in Fortaleza, Brazil. The men inside registered it as a landscaping company called Grass and Events. Neighbors saw trucks come and go, dirt, equipment, perfectly normal. But underneath that house, a crew of around 20 men was carving a 250-foot tunnel through solid earth, straight toward the vault. They worked in shifts. They reinforced the walls. They moved 33,000 pounds of soil without a single person noticing. On the weekend of August 6th, they broke through the vault floor and walked out with 164 million reais in unmarked bills. Police found the tunnel days later. They found the fake office. They found the trucks. What they could not find was the money. Most of the crew disappeared. Only fragments of the cash ever surfaced. The rest simply ceased to exist. One of the largest bank robberies in history, carried out by men who looked like they were just cutting grass. Did you know a South African police captain spent years investigating bank robberies he personally committed? Andre Stander was decorated, respected, and climbing the ranks. He was exactly the kind of cop banks called when they got hit. In 1978, he walked into a Johannesburg bank and robbed it at gunpoint. Then he drove back to the crime scene in his uniform and took over the investigation. He did it again, and again, over 30 times. Stander wasn't desperate, he was bored. The law had become a game, and he was playing both sides. When detectives finally caught him in 1982, he got 17 years. Most men accept that sentence. Stander escaped within 2 years, broke out 2 friends, and the 3 of them formed the Stander Gang. They fled to Florida. Luxury apartments, fast cars, and more robberies. Living openly while South African police searched frantically back home. But in Fort Lauderdale in 1984, a tip ended everything. Stander was shot dead during the arrest. The cop who hunted criminals had become the criminal everyone hunted. Did you know 38 prisoners once broke out of the most secure jail in British history using guns that had been smuggled in one piece at a time? The Maze prison in Northern Ireland was built to be escape-proof. After earlier breakouts, security was redesigned from the ground up. Guards, cameras, checkpoints. The British government was confident nothing could get through. The IRA had other plans. For months, weapons were smuggled inside piece by piece, hidden in food deliveries and personal items. Nobody noticed. The prisoners were patient, methodical, and completely coordinated. On September 25, 1983, 38 men moved at once. They overpowered guards across H Block 7, taking prison officers hostage at gunpoint. Then they walked straight to the front gate and climbed into a food lorry, heading out on its normal delivery run. 38 men drove out of a maximum security prison in broad daylight. 19 were recaptured quickly, but others vanished for decades. Some were never caught at all. The investigation took years just to understand how it was done. Did you know a single robbery accidentally helped build one of the most famous skylines in the world? On the 26th of November 1983, 6 men broke into a Brinksmat warehouse at Heathrow Airport expecting cash. What they found instead was 3 tons of gold bullion worth £26 million. They had no idea what to do with it. You can't walk into a bank with a gold bar, so they melted it down, mixed it with copper to disguise it, and fed it quietly into the property market. The money spread like roots underground. Investigators later concluded that Brinksmat gold helped fund major developments across London's Docklands and southeast England. Buildings, roads, entire neighbourhoods, dirty money baked into the city itself. But the gold left something else behind. A body count. Anyone who touched the Brinksmack gold seemed to end up dead, missing, or in prison. Dealers, middlemen, lawyers, associates. The list kept growing for decades. The robbery lasted minutes. The consequences lasted lifetimes. Did you know a group of robbers neutralized an entire city's air force before stealing millions, and police never even saw it coming? Stockholm, September 2009. A crew was planning to land a helicopter on the roof of a cash depot, but they had one problem. Swedish police had helicopters too, so they solved it the night before. The crew broke into the police helicopter hangar at Nacka and planted fake explosives. When officers arrived the next morning, they found the devices and locked the facility down completely. No one was flying anywhere. By the time the real operation began, the robbers had already won. They landed their stolen helicopter on the G4S cash depot roof in Vastberga. They rappelled down, smashed through skylights, and hauled out roughly 44 million kroner in just minutes. Police scrambled to respond, but their helicopters sat grounded. Every aerial pursuit option was gone. This wasn't a robbery. It was a military operation where the defence was destroyed before the offence even started. The real heist happened the night before. Did you know a single spelling mistake stopped the biggest cyberbank heist in history? Almost. In February 2016, North Korea's elite hacking unit, the Lazarus Group, broke into Bangladesh's central bank through its computer network. They didn't blow a vault. They sent fake messages through SWIFT, the system that moves trillions of dollars between banks worldwide. The messages looked completely real. They ordered the Federal Reserve in New York to transfer nearly $1 billion out of Bangladesh's account. 35 transfers went through. Then one instruction told the Fed to send money to the foundation instead of foundation. A human reviewer caught it. The remaining transfers were blocked, but $81 million was already gone, moving through Philippine bank accounts and into Manila casinos, where cash disappears fast and questions get asked slowly. Investigators traced the money through the gambling floors but recovered almost nothing. The Philippines eventually arrested a few low-level figures. North Korea was never held accountable. Most of that $81 million is still missing today. Did you know the largest cash theft in history happened in broad daylight, with a handwritten note as the only key? March 18, 2003. One day before American tanks crossed into Iraq, a convoy of trucks pulled up to the central bank of Baghdad. Qusay Hussein stepped out, Saddam's son. He handed guards a note written by his father and walked straight to the vault. What came out was staggering. $920 million US, 90 million euros. Loaded onto trucks and wooden crates while the world watched the sky for missiles. No masks, no cutting through walls, no alarm systems to beat, just a dictator's signature and a nation's entire financial reserve disappearing before the country even fell. The Iraqi government later recovered some of it, buried in palace walls, hidden in private homes. Roughly 650 million was eventually found, but hundreds of millions were never traced. No trial ever answered where it went, no conviction, no full accounting. The regime collapsed. The money simply vanished with it. Did you know the most dangerous man in New Zealand's criminal history killed his own partners to keep his empire alive? Terry Clark built the Mr. Asia syndicate from scratch in the late 1970s. A New Zealander with sharp instincts and zero mercy, he ran one of the most sophisticated heroin pipelines ever seen, moving product from Southeast Asia straight into Western markets. But Clark had a problem. The bigger the operation grew, the more people knew too much. His solution was simple: kill them. Senior partners, couriers, anyone who accumulated dangerous knowledge became a target. Clark didn't wait for betrayal. He prevented it. In 1979, the bodies of two of his closest associates were found buried in an English quarry. The victims were his own inner circle. The irony was brutal. Every murder meant losing the people who actually held the operation together. Clark dismantled his own empire one body at a time. By 1981, he was arrested in Britain, convicted of murder, and died in prison in 1983. He trusted no one, and it destroyed everything he built.